and welcome to this special edition of Markets Daily. We are coming to you from Dubai, where OKX has announced that it is now available to retail and institutional investors in the United Arab Emirates. Now, UAE residents can trade more than 280 cryptocurrencies and 480 trading pairs on the exchange. We have a very special show today. We'd like to welcome our first two guests, Skybridge Capital founder and managing partner Anthony Scaramucci, and OKX Ventures partner Jeff Ren. Hello.
Good to be here. How are you, Jeff?
I am doing fantastic. Jeff, how are you doing?
All good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so OKX has this big launch. We are sitting here in Dubai. I guess my first question for you both, I'll start with you, Anthony, is why is this market so unique? Why are we here and having these conversations today?
Well, I mean, the standard things are, this is a fount of innovation. You can get anywhere, you can get to 80% of the population of the world inside of 6 hours on a plane. They have done an amazing job of building infrastructure and regulatory infrastructure that's very depolitical or apolitical. And so it's made this over the next 15 years, this will be one of the big crypto centers, big financial centers. Anybody in crypto will eventually have an office here, is my prediction. And so congratulations to your team for putting this together and making this announcement.
Jeff, I want you to jam a little bit on what Anthony is saying there. Talk to me about the role that the Middle East is playing in shaping the future of crypto markets.
Sure, absolutely. So UAE has a huge market potential. As of September, the year-to-year growth in UAE alone is over 40% for the crypto market, while the average for the MENA market is, probably slightly over 10%. And as Anthony said, the regulator here is the most forward-focused regulator that we've encountered. They laid very clear regulatory framework for the stakeholders here, not just the exchange service providers, but also custodians, staking, lending, and for the Web3 and the metaverse alike. So this is the clarity, the transparency, the stability that it provides for the whole industry. I think sets the stage for folks from all over the world.
Anthony, what's driving this? Is this being driven by government? Is this being driven by demand from institutional and retail investors? Is it being driven by capital that's coming into the region? What do you think is the driving factor?
So, I mean, everything that you just said is components of it. But I think the missing element, sort of the X factor, is this government. And so when you're looking around the world and you're saying, okay, I want to dot plot my business and where do I need to be and who's going to help me grow, who's going to be there with a great environment for my workforce, who's going to be there in a place where I can recruit easily super talented engineers and super talented people to help me grow my business. This is that destination. My first time here in the UAE was about 20 years ago. And I looked outside from my hotel this morning. I landed, come talk to you, took a quick shower, and I looked outside. I was just looking at the skyscrapers and looking at the landscape, and I was thinking, my God, what they've done in 20 years is nothing short of a miracle, and it's going to be exponentially larger in the next 20 years. So just think about it from a business perspective. I need talent. I need great energy. I need a great location with really smart governmental officials to help me grow my business. This is the destination in the world now for all of that, and that's why OKX is here.
Jeff, I mentioned this is a special episode of Markets Daily. On Markets Daily, we talk all about investments. We try and give our audience a little bit of alpha into what's going on in the space. Tell me a little bit about your investment thesis. What kind of projects are you looking at? What's standing out to you as we head to the end of the year?
Sure. We're a corporate venture, so we help formulate and execute, what OKX as a firm really focus on. So what we're focusing on. So we, as the exchange, we focus on providing the best liquidity, best execution, and user experience for our users. But we also invest tremendous resources into the Web3 space, most notably self-custodial wallets, which probably is the best in class, nowadays people can have access to. Within the wallet, we encourage users to do swap, bridge, and different discoveries and different activities, and to become a really native on-chain users. So as the investment arm, we help basically push this efforts forward. We also captures the new kind of waves around. For example, right now, the UAE government central bank just announced the new stablecoin regime, and in conjunction with that, there's a lot of initiatives around real-world assets. So these really are the areas that we start to invest more resources and attention and focus on to build together with our excellent product team and marketing team.
Anthony, what's your investment thesis? I know you've worked with and collaborated with some startups from the region. Maybe if we focus our attention back to the region, any interesting projects you're seeing?
Well, we do our conference here every year. Well, we started that in 2019. I think we did it at Emirates Palace, and then we did it at El Saadiyat Island. It was done here in Dubai once. And so there's a lot of different smaller projects. There's a few small exchanges that we're investors in. But, for me, I'm gratified to be here to be part of this OKX launch because, they are probably the second largest exchange in the world, and they're an incredibly well-managed organization. Think about what we've all gone through in this industry and think about how they emerged out of that stronger, deeper bench, a lot more market share. So for me, I want to be a part of their growth here in the industry. And so I'm most excited about that. But yes, we have some small token deals. We own some tokens in the video gaming space. I own Avalanche. I own Polkadot and a few other layer one protocols. But my big investments are really in Bitcoin and Solana.
Hey everyone, did you know 52 million Americans own cryptocurrencies? That's not just a number, it's a movement, economic, social, and political. Decentralized finance, blockchain, and digital currencies are more than buzzwords, they are the future. This November, it's on us to show up and step up. We need to protect crypto to ensure it continues to fuel innovation and freedom for our families and businesses. Don't let this opportunity slip by. The future of crypto is on the line. Make your voice heard this November and pledge to vote now at standwithcrypto.org/pledge.
If you had to pick one of the smaller tokens that you just mentioned that you were watching, that you are maybe bullish on heading into 2025, I know you probably can't say.
Well,
but
no,
I gotta ask.
I will say, it'd probably get me in some level of trouble. But good
I like
trouble
to
is
get
good
you in
trouble
some
is fun,
level of
right, Jeff?
trouble.
Yeah, when she interviews, she always gets me in trouble. By the way, so why ruin my track record, you and me, right? But listen, I can't call it a small token because it's actually pretty well market capitalized. But I think Avalanche, what they're doing in the world of tokenization, I think that you're going to see in the next 3 to 5 years, Solana and Avalanche are going to be two of the big tokenizing mechanisms for real world assets. And so I own a small thing called Parcel, Parcl, which gives you the opportunity to buy and sell. It's almost like an index where you can buy and sell in a liquid sort of way real estate markets around the world. And so you can literally trade it to Dubai market or the Abu Dhabi market or the New York or Miami market through their tokenized exchange. And it's a Solana-based token. It sits on top of Solana.
Jeff, I don't know if I'm going to get you in trouble, but Anthony gave me a few tokens that he's watching. I don't know if you're able to tell us, if not tokens, ecosystems, or specific projects that our audience might want to look into because you think is exciting for some reason.
Pressure's on, Jeff.
No, I just want to extract from what Anthony just said. I think we love the projects that actually solve the real world, real life issues. For the assets class like real estate or even REITs, right? There are some smaller cap REITs, and for the illiquid asset that hard to be digitalized and how we can tokenize those assets and increase the interoperability and liquidity around that. I think those are the ones that we like. And also for those asset class that are huge, that can potentially increase the entire size of the crypto asset, which is only 2.5 trillion at the moment. If we see any asset class that can be tokenized and increase that crypto asset, we love it. That comes down to carbon, that comes down to IP rights, comes down to all these oil, energy related products. Imagine that we can trade different positions in the financial instrument and tokenize those positions, and start trade on a decentralized or lower the cost and most cost efficient way and a scalable way. I think those are the ones that we want to focus on and promote. And we are the marketplace. We do exchange. We also do help different DeFi projects, all these projects that Anthony mentioned, to bring on our platforms, and so that users can have a direct access to get those tokens to serve the utility purposes, and at the same time, enjoy the risk reward in the most transparently effective way.
I think I saw that you recently said Bitcoin could hit an all-time high very soon.
Well, I'm a big believer in studying the halving cycle of Bitcoin. Some people call it the power cycle. Other people say it's stock to flow. But if you really look at Bitcoin over the 15 years since its origination, you usually get a 4x after a halving. Now, you also get about 150, 170 days of sideways activity after a halving. Some of that has to do with the economics around mining. Some of that has to do with just the notion that less supply is in the marketplace and people are making a decision to sell into that market because they need to make money for themselves, particularly on the mining side. So that's abating now. And you typically see a tightening in the cycle. And I predict that that's happening. There's a lot of positive things happening at the same time. I don't know if you saw the BlackRock piece that came out. Those guys, we're very close to those guys. We were the first money into the BlackRock Trust. My partner, Brett Messing, put $10 million into that, Skybridge money to help it get started. And they are a selling mechanism. I just want you to imagine thousands of people next year telling institutions, large and small, retail investors, that they need to have some asset allocation, into Bitcoin. And so I'm very bullish about the upcoming cycle.
Now,
and you got the rate cuts too. I forgot the rate cuts, but that's another big part of it.
Yeah, I think two rate cuts before the end of the year.
Well, I think so, and
well, we have two meetings.
I was hit hard and criticized at the beginning of the year when the inflation data didn't look right. I said there'd be at least 3 rate cuts this year, and it looks like there will be at least 3 rate cuts. And by the way, I'm in the camp that you'll probably see 75 basis points of rate cuts by the end of the year. You did 50. My guess is after the election, they'll do another 50 and then possibly 25 thereafter.
Jeff, we are just about out of time. I want you to wrap us up here. We obviously have a big event ahead of us. Talk to me about what you're looking forward to tonight, and to wrap us up, what you're looking forward to in 2025.
Sure. If I may just add one side note on what Anthony just mentioned about Bitcoin. I think I agree with everything that Anthony just mentioned. Bitcoin has recently, since last year, we've seen a lot of innovation built on Bitcoin network. So it's not just a storage of value, it's not just a decentralized money system. People start to build layer 2s on that and start to build great innovation like ordinals, so on and so forth. So it becomes a productive asset. So it's no longer something that if it's you were to draw an analogy to gold, now it feels more like a piece of land. It's a land of promise, land of future. And with that, we also believe that UAE and Dubai here, where we are, is also a land of promise, a land of future. And it takes a lot of stakeholders here, the supreme rulers here, the people, the regulators, the business here, to build a bright future for Web3, for crypto assets alike. And we're proud to be part of it. And thank you for this interview, and thank you, Anthony.
Thank you to our audience for watching Markets Daily, for listening to Markets Daily. If you love all the CoinDesk podcasts, subscribe to the CoinDesk Podcast Network. That is available on all podcast platforms. If you like watching us, we're on YouTube. Subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.